Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockmount Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, one person is dead after crashing into a frozen stream in Alton.
Plus, the heavy snow from yesterday's storm caused a lot of problems, including in Union, where a barn collapsed.
And a Gardner man accused of murder is now awaiting a verdict in his Augusta trial. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for tuning in on this Friday morning. It's almost the weekend, and it looks like the messy weather is behind us, at least for today anyway.
Yep.
We'll see some sunshine today, maybe a few snow showers over the weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's simpler than it's been the past couple weeks.
Bring it on.
Yeah, here's Devin Biggs.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. One lone advisory in effect, and that's currently about it. And now right there is a small crowd advisory expiring at midnight tonight, so 12 a.m. Saturday. And that's as the high surf along the coast will begin to calm down. On shore, we're looking pretty good. Anything that developed overnight is pretty much cleared out of here. And we'll be seeing decreasing clouds for us, or any clouds that we're seeing out there this morning. We'll be getting out of here, revealing a lot of sunshine, so keep those sunglasses ready. You'll definitely need them with this area low pressure tracking off towards the east, taking the clouds with it, but still stirring up the ocean. We'll show you the wave heights graphic coming up in your full forecast. But for now, a lot of sunshine on the way for us today, maybe a few passing clouds later on tonight, and a few snow showers as we head towards tomorrow morning at this point. But the winds won't be too bad either, mainly out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour early, calming down for a while, but picking up yet again as we head towards Saturday, especially during the afternoon period. Forecast for today, decreasing clouds, highs in the upper 20s, west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, decreasing clouds, temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
A fatal crash happened yesterday in Alton. At approximately 8:50 p.m. last night, a Penobscot County deputy sheriff was on the Argyle Road, following up on a previous incident, during the time of which he discovered that a vehicle had left the roadway and landed out of sight in Birch Stream. The deputy then discovered that a person found inside the vehicle did not survive. There's no word at this point about the identity of the person. The road remained closed late into the night and early into the morning in order to continue the investigation and remove the vehicle. Additional details will be released, according to the Sheriff's Department, when appropriate.
Meanwhile, a tractor-trailer truck traveling on the interstate in Etna went off the road yesterday morning during all that icy weather. State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss says it happened at around 6 o'clock in the morning when the driver lost control of the truck and then went off the median side. The driver was not injured. Moss says the truck will not be moved until this morning due to the weather conditions yesterday and the 4-hour process it will take to move the vehicle. She says law enforcement is aware of the crash, so they are asking people not to stop on the interstate or report it. Again, they plan to remove that truck this morning.
The storm's impact was felt across the region, especially at the University of Maine, where a well-known indoor practice facility at the university collapsed yesterday morning. A statement from the university says Mahaney Dome collapsed under the weight of heavy snow and rain around 8:30 a.m. Nobody was injured in the collapse. The structure is being evaluated for repairs. We'll have more on how the dome collapse will affect the teams that use the facility coming up in sports.
Well, this week's series of storms is likely the cause of a barn collapsing during the night at a farm in Union. As Brad Rogers reports, the barn came crashing down onto dozens of animals.
Neighbors tell us the barn collapsed in the middle of the night during a heavy rainstorm. Most of the animals made it. Some did not. It was Green Meadow Farm's 50 by 100-foot cattle barn that collapsed early Thursday morning, with about 50 cows and pigs inside. The farm says most of the animals were found alive. One farmer told us 5 cows didn't make it.
The pigs, the chickens are okay, and the donkey and most of the cows.
Linda Dean owns a farm up the hill from Green Meadow Farm. Her husband joined other farmers and firefighters today, helping to care for the animals and clean up the damage.
This is a great community. Yeah, people will help. anytime they can.
When you found out what happened, your heart must have sank.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It feels so bad for them and the poor animals.
The owners of the farm were too upset to talk with us. On social media, they posted this: "We don't want people to worry. Thank you for your continued support. We are so lucky to be part of this amazing community." Farmers say 3 storms in 6 days brought heavy snow, ice, and then a huge downpour overnight. Linda Dean thinks the rain added to the weight of the snow, causing the roof and barn to collapse.
Not only did we have snow, but we had a little bit of ice a few days ago, the sleet, which is heavy.
And then it rained, too.
It rained. It was raining hard last night. I know it was pouring, so it just soaks it up and makes it so heavy.
And that's what collapsed the barn.
I'm sure, yeah.
As you can imagine, a number of neighbors have come forward wanting to help out. The owners of Green Meadow Farm plan to take them up on that offer as soon as they know what they need.
They're great people, so everybody's going to help as much as they can.
The winter weather caused problems for homes and roads across Maine. Our David Ledford has more.
According to the Rockport Fire Department, recent snowfall, along with the buildup of ice and snow from previous storms, has led to flooding on some roadways and homes in the area.
There's nowhere for the water to go, so basements are taking the brunt of it. The ground's frozen with that ice. It's finding the quickest means to get away from where it is.
Basements across the coastal town have flooded with as much as 2.5 feet of water, prompting firefighters to help locals pump out their homes. According to Rockport Fire Chief Jason Peasley, the department responded to around 5 calls on Thursday morning alone. Peasley says he expects departments across the state to respond to even more calls as melting ice adds to the rainfall. He gave some advice about how homeowners can try to avoid damage in the future.
If people have the ability or someone that can help shovel around their houses, so when water does flow, it has a place to go versus into basements, into crawl spaces.
On Route 1A in Lincolnville, flooding has slowed traffic and damaged driveways along the road, where the Maine Department of Transportation redirected vehicles and began repairs. Peasley says winter rainfall is common in the area and encouraged people to call their local fire department if they have problems with flooding.
The rain is what causes havoc this time of year when you have a snowpack or ice on the ground. This morning it was still raining pretty heavy, but that's what we're all here to do is help out the community. So the weather's the weather, and we got to do what we got to do to help.
In Rockport, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, they weren't alone. Meanwhile, multiple storefronts in Ellsworth dealt with severe flooding there yesterday amid all that rain and snow. Matthew Jaroncic with that side of the story.
Workers at the community closet were scrambling to rescue clothing and merchandise after a beam in the Eastward Plaza roof gave out, flooding part of the store with 2 inches of water. This comes after growing concerns over the roof's deteriorating condition.
There's been some temporary fixes. Some wonderful people in the community have come in and helped with the roof and tried to get it so it wasn't leaking so bad.
Ryan Launder assumed ownership of Eastward Plaza last September. He says he was dealt a bad hand after realizing how many improvements need to be done.
It wasn't atrocious, but there was definitely a lot that needed work. It has been a fair share of years of neglect, and it's had work done to it, but not the right amount of work.
Workers at the community closet scrambled to save clothing that was still salvageable and used towels and buckets to move water outside. But they aren't the only ones affected by the leak. There was also flooding at Diamanda's bowling alley a few stores over in the same plaza. Volunteers poured in to assist with the cleanup after hearing about the incident.
I came down because I was available.
Volunteers like Eric Novella understand the importance the community closet holds in Ellsworth.
They serve the community in so many ways. I'm fortunate enough just to be able to drop stuff off to help others. And when they needed help and I saw it posted, I figured, we all have to help each other out.
In a time of concern, store manager Christina Pete is thankful that the surrounding communities have her back.
It's just absolutely amazing. Like, as much as we do for the community, they do so much more for us, and we see it tenfold. Everybody shows up and asks how they can help.
In Ellsworth, Matthew Jaroncic reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Portland police are now investigating a man's death at a campsite as a homicide. About a week ago, officers got a call that someone needed medical help at the end of Frederick Street near the Four River Parkway. When they got there, officers found the body of 36-year-old Nicholas Gardner. An autopsy was conducted at the medical examiner's office, and the results show he had been murdered. Police aren't saying how he died as they look for leads.
Well, the fate of a Gardner man is now in the hands of a jury. Dylan Ketchum is on trial in Augusta for the murder of one friend and the attempted murder of another. Authorities say Ketchum and his friends had planned to meet up for a fist fight to settle a dispute back in January of 2020. But they say Ketchum came armed with a stolen gun and shot Jordan Johnson in the head. He then used a machete to attack Caleb Trudeau, who was left badly injured. The defense claims Ketchum was actually defending himself and that it was his friends who had planned to ambush him. The jury has begun its deliberations in Kennebec County Superior Court.
Representative Laurel Libby of Auburn has introduced school choice legislation that says will benefit students. A statement from her office says LD 835, called an act to advance educational opportunities for all students, will address declining test scores and deficiencies caused by the COVID pandemic. The statement said the legislation will also target educational funds where they will best serve the unique needs of individual students by creating educational savings accounts. Parents will be able to spend available funds on private school tuition, homeschool curriculum, tutors, or within the public school system. Representative Libby said, quote, "Every parent knows that a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work for raising kids. Parenting methods that worked for one child may be completely out of the question for another child because every child is unique. I propose letting parents decide how to use their tax dollars to address the individual educational needs of their children."
Meanwhile, the lead attorney for Maine's new public defender team has abruptly resigned. That's forcing the director of the Maine Commission on Indigent Legal Services to take on the role. Seth Levy announced his resignation last Friday after little more than a month on the job. Executive Director Justin Andrus of the Maine Commission on Indigent Legal Services declined to comment on the reason for Levy's resignation, but said the staff remains enthusiastic. Maine was the only state without a public defender's office until 5 public defenders were hired last month. Governor Janet Mills' proposed budget also includes funding for 10 more public defenders.
Maine's Secretary of State has certified as valid a citizen initiative regarding voter approval for certain public borrowing. Petition forms with almost 100,000 signatures were presented to the Bureau of Corporations, Elections, and Commissions on December of 27th. Secretary of State Shanna Bellows confirmed yesterday that more than 68,000 were found valid. A minimum of over 67,000 were needed from registered Maine voters. The initiative will now go to the legislature for consideration. The legislature can choose to enact the bill or send it to a statewide vote in November.
Well, Senate President Troy Jackson is urging the Maine Public Utilities Commission to give final approval to the winning bids for the Northern Maine Energy Program. On Wednesday, Jackson filed a public comment with the PUC following the state of Massachusetts' commitment to help finance the Northern Maine transmission line and also purchase power through that program. In October, the Maine PUC tentatively awarded transmission and distribution bids to LS Power Base and Long Road Energy's King Pine. Final approval for the project hinges on financial commitments from an outside entity. A statement from Jackson said, quote, "The time has come to get these projects off the ground and begin to unleash the power of affordable, homegrown Aroostook County energy. All the demands put forward by the PUC have been met. All that is left for the PUC is to greenlight the winning projects." So we'll see what happens with that one.
Yes, we will. Well, the time now is 8:13. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, UMaine officials discuss how 3D printed homes may be the answer to affordable housing.
But first, another check of our weather forecast. A nice day on tap today. We can expect decreasing clouds this morning and more sunshine as the day rolls along. The highs will be near 27 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight with a low around 12. Tomorrow, yes, maybe a few snow showers out there. It'll be warm, though, with highs near 37.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in design build for commercial, medical, and residential. We can assist our customers with anything from lot procurement to helping find financing for your project, along with building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and laborers. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, and competitive pay. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 207-848-7486.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals with the most comprehensive selection of Toyota offers available. You'll see every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. Plus, you can search inventory and get a free independent trade-in value. Right now, you could save with 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive Camry, and every Camry comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. BuyAToyota.com when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
The NFC Championship kicks off Sunday on Fox.
You capture the moment. Wait for your brother today.
Brock Purdy looks to continue his storybook run for the Niners as he leads San Fran for a chance at another title. But Jalen Hurts and the top-seeded Eagles went wire to wire as the best team in the NFC. Now they look to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. The NFC Championship presented by Intuit TurboTax. Pre-game coverage begins Sunday at 1 Eastern with the game at 3 on Fox.
Welcome back, everyone. On Wednesday, we told you about plans to construct the first ever neighborhood of bio-based 3D printed homes in Bangor. Well, yesterday, the University of Maine Alumni Association hosted a webinar to discuss how projects like that one could provide a sustainable approach to affordable housing on a much larger scale. UMaine's Advanced Structures and Composites Center created the BioHome 3D, the world's first 3D printed house built completely of bio-based materials. Thursday's webinar, led by the center's executive director, Habib Dagher, focused on how increased production of these homes could help alleviate the affordable housing crisis in Maine and beyond. He said the university is developing a digital manufacturing facility dubbed the Factory of the Future, which would allow them to 3D print a new home every 48 hours.
This facility is going to be one of its kind and it's going to help us take these technologies for BioHome 3D into the future.
He says the homes are printed using a mixture of wood and bioresin, making them 100% recyclable.
Down East Community Partners will be ending its last preschool class in Ellsworth on February 17th. The organization will be closing the class indefinitely due to staffing shortages. It's the third preschool class the organization has had to close in the area. Down East Community Partners Director of Operations, Melissa Matz, says it's hard to find workers in the industry.
Workforce shortage has impacted us just as it has everybody else. We're not getting the applicants. We're not finding people who want to go into early childhood. It's traditionally under-recognized, undervalued field, and so it's difficult to find qualified candidates who want to come and stay and grow with us.
Matt says if they are able to hire enough staff to reopen, they'll open as soon as possible.
Well, after more than 2 decades with the Down East YMCA, CEO Peter Farragher is officially retiring. Farragher started his career at the Y back in 1986, spending his first 12 years at the Beverly Regional YMCA in Massachusetts before coming to Ellsworth. He's known for helping to open the Blue Hill location, starting a partnership with Bucksport, and also developing a summer camp along the lake. He did everything with a smile and a passion to better the community. In his final days in office, Farragher says he wants to be remembered by the ongoing projects that continue to take place at the Y.
By continuing it, I guess, would be the greatest of and expanding, because we always wanted to, the joke is that, after we finished a project, everybody would look at each other, no more new projects, Pete, right? And so, oh gosh, no, and then the next week we've got something new for the community to do.
Yesterday was his final day at the Y. There was a party to celebrate Farragher taking place last night, just to thank him for all of his hard work.
He will be missed, clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, he had a good team behind him. Well, the time now is 8:19. After the break, state and national park campgrounds will soon be open to reservations.
Plus, the historic Yellow Bean location in Freeport will be getting a facelift. We'll have those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect.
LL Bean is expanding its store and campus in Freeport. The retailer says it's investing $50 million into things like renovating the entrance on Main Street to make it even more accessible to pedestrians, expanding the Discovery Park, and more. The company says details about what exactly it will be doing will emerge in the months ahead once they are finalized and improved. LL Bean has been in Freeport for 110 years.
Well, if all the winter storm talk has got you down, here's a sign that spring is coming, eventually. On Monday, February 6th, a couple of weeks from now, reservations to all state park campgrounds will open at 9 a.m. There is a weekend minimum of Friday and Saturday 2-night stays. There's also a maximum stay of 14 nights per person per state park, from the last Saturday in June through the third Saturday in August. State and national parks have seen record visitation rates over the last couple of years. So if you're planning to go to any of the state parks, Baxter State Park for that matter, you may want to make your plans now and kind of pick your weekends because they go fast once they go.
I know, and you may even want to be on that website at whatever 9 a.m. on that day because it gets booked out quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the state website works, but you better make some plans ahead of time.
National parks for sure. It's yes, it's competitive. Well, the time now is 8:23.
Time to get a full look at that weather forecast.
Thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Your full weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Alrighty, we have one advisory in effect along the coast, and as a small craft advisory in effect until about midnight tonight, as we still have some high surf along the coast with our area low pressure, that cold front that is currently moving away from us at this point. But on land, we're looking pretty good. Things are calming down. Just some clouds passing through this morning. By the afternoon, we'll see a lot of these clouds getting out of here and revealing a lot of sunshine. Here's the setup right here. The front's passing through as we speak. We have high pressure not too far away, and high pressure will be our friend today as far as clearing the skies out of here and calming us down to a weak area of high pressure, so we don't have to worry about much wind between low pressure and high pressure being close together. Meanwhile, across the good part of the Midwest, they're seeing some snow this morning. We'll have our turn with a little bit of snow shower action as we head towards tomorrow morning. Futurecast for today, a lot of sunshine out there. Get outside and enjoy it if you can. Otherwise, we'll be watching for more clouds later on tonight. Some snow by about 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning. Nothing too ridiculous. We'll notice this moving through pretty quickly and kind of clearing out of here as we head towards Saturday evening. So we'll get a few breaks in the clouds as well before more clouds start to approach after midnight as we head towards Sunday morning. Maybe some snow accumulations, nothing too extreme at this point, less than an inch possible further off towards the north and hardly anything further down to the south. So this is definitely something we can handle, especially since we have a lot of snow on the ground at this point, with some areas near Caribou and Bangor reporting around 16 inches of snow on the ground at this point. So moving forward, wave heights are definitely up, ranging from 5 to 14 feet according to some of the buoys, and even up to 18 feet farther out towards sea. This is why that small craft advisory remains in effect for us today. Our average high being 28 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 20s, right near average today, then above average Saturday and Sunday in the upper 30s, back down to the 20s Monday and Tuesday. And then the teens start to show up as we head towards Wednesday and also in near Thursday. Forecast for today, upper 20s, decreasing clouds. Now west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 12 degrees becoming partly cloudy and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, a few snow showers out there, highs in the upper 30s, as southwest wind gusting up to around 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast, sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. Rain and snow showers on the way as we head towards your Sunday. Highs in the upper 30s, mid-20s by Monday with a mostly cloudy sky. More snow showers by Tuesday, highs in the low 20s.
It's time to start planning that new home or garage you've been thinking about. Hammond Lumber Company is here to help, offering complete building packages with everything you need. With several options on their website and thousands of unique plans in their in-house drawing catalog. Hammond will help you make your dreams a reality. Choose your materials from Hammond's extensive showroom displays, and Hammond will deliver your order from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Start planning your new home or garage at Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers get 4.99% financing for 72 months on all 2023 Trailblazer models. Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time, or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard to buy for a relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
For over 75 years, Ariens has been blowing away the competition. Ariens snow throwers simply overpower other brands. See for yourself by watching the screen, and then head to Jim Small Engines in Arlington, where these fabulous high-throwing Ariens snow throwers are on sale at unbelievable prices. Jim Small Engines brings 40 years experience in sales and service, and Jim knows that Ariens snow throwers are the best, but supplies are limited, so watch the screen and take advantage of the great sale prices on Ariens snow throwers now at Jim Small Engines, Snows Corner Road, Arlington.
Testimony is underway in the murder case against a South Carolina attorney accused of killing his wife and son. Prosecutors say he did it to deflect from his financial situation. Alex Murdaugh says he did not do it. Fox's Jonathan Sari has details from Atlanta.
Alec Murdaugh became visibly emotional as the court played body cam recordings from the first police officer to arrive at the scene of his wife and son's murder.
There appeared to be a large amount of blood around each of them, as well as brain matter.
Colleton County Sheriff Sergeant Daniel Green says Murdaugh immediately told him he believed the shootings were related to a 2019 accident in which his son Paul, then underage and allegedly intoxicated, crashed a boat, killing a 19-year-old passenger. On a recording played in court, Murdaugh explains to the sergeant his son had been harassed.
He's been getting threats. Most of it's been benign stuff we didn't take serious. Okay. He's been getting punched. I know that's what it is.
The boat accident subjected the Murdaugh family to civil litigation and exposed the once prominent attorney to scrutiny. Others came forward with allegations Alec Murdaugh was committing millions of dollars in financial crimes.
This is a serial pen slinger, not a serial gunslinger, but for 12 years he stole from his family, from his friends, from trusted clients, from his law partners.
Prosecutors are trying to convince the jury that a mounting storm of evidence led Murdaugh to shoot his wife and son to create a distraction. But the defense says investigators rushed to judgment without any direct evidence.
There's no eyewitness. There's no camera. There's no fingerprints. There's no forensics tying him to the crime. None.
Prosecutors say they'll be able to use cell phone data and gunshot residue to prove Murdaugh was at the scene of the crime when the shootings occurred. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
Meanwhile, federal authorities have broken up a foreign hacking operation that has targeted everything from schools to hospitals. They say it's part of a ransomware group that has been disrupting the daily lives of Americans for years. In one case, the group disabled a hospital's computer system during the pandemic, making it unable to take in more patients. Authorities say the group has stolen well over $150 million. Federal agents began to infiltrate the alleged Russian-linked group last summer and eventually seized their servers in Los Angeles this week. No one has been arrested at this point, and there's concern the organization could regroup within months.
Senators on both sides of the political aisle are upset over a lack of information given about the document situation during a briefing from the nation's top intelligence official. Fox's Chad Pergram has reactions from Capitol Hill.
Bipartisan lawmakers demand a damage assessment after the Mar-a-Lago raid and the discovery of classified documents at President Biden's home.
I'm very disappointed with the lack of detail.
How can we judge and conduct oversight over whether their harm assessment is accurate?
But the feds are defending the process.
And counterintelligence programs work, and people need to be conscious of the rules regarding classified information and appropriate handling of them.
Republicans threaten to restrict funding for the intelligence community or slow walk nominees until the intelligence services cooperate.
I am for using whatever tools that Congress has to get the Biden administration to wake up to the fact that this is unacceptable.
But other senators say this is bluster.
When we don't have ambassadors in place in countries abroad, we lose the ability to impact what is happening in those countries.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy blocked former House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff from returning to that panel, so Schiff is now running for the Senate seat occupied by Dianne Feinstein. It's unclear if Feinstein will seek re-election.
I think people should, if they want to run. For me, I just need a little bit more time.
House Republicans are also threatening to exclude Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee. As Speaker, McCarthy can block Schiff from the Intel panel since that's a select committee. Full House must vote to nix Omar from her panel.
That should be accepted by House Republicans, as opposed to a revenge tour with the extreme MAGA Republican wing.
Omar made anti-Semitic remarks and controversial comments about 9/11. It's unclear if some Democrats could vote to bar Omar from Foreign Affairs. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have the scoop on how those little fireball nips aren't actually what you think they are.
Plus, the Skowhegan Police Chief had to use a paddle to get to work yesterday. We'll have that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. With the most comprehensive selection of Toyota offers available, you'll see every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. Plus, you can search inventory and get a free independent trade-in value. Right now, you could save with 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. BuyAToyota.com when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Friday, January 27th, 2023. Today is also International Holocaust Remembrance Day. It was on this day in 1945 when the Red Army discovered the Auschwitz and Birkenau concentration camps in Poland. Nearly 2/3 of Europe's Jewish population had been murdered, sparking outrage around the world. It's a day to remember the millions of people who were killed. And on that note, the closest Holocaust museum in Maine is the Holocaust Human Rights Center located in Augusta. And just by researching them briefly, I saw that they offer information to educators who want to teach more about the Holocaust. They offer aid and help for free regarding that. So not only is it a good museum to learn more, but they also have opportunities like that, which is very cool.
It's a nice resource. I'm sure some of the local schools are talking about the Holocaust right now, too, because of that. So it's important to remember.
Yep.
On this day in history in 1756, going way back now, composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in Salzburg, Austria. In 1880, Thomas Edison received a patent for his electric incandescent lamp. In 1973, the Vietnam Peace Accords were signed in Paris. That was very important. It helped bring an end to the war. It also included a prisoner swap with Vietnam. And in 2010, Apple CEO Steve Jobs unveiled the iPad tablet computer during a presentation in San Francisco. And now lots of people are using them, including us.
They've evolved so far. And I mean, thinking about how much paper we used before we had these little iPads right here, because we use these to look at our rundown, look at all the individual stories. In case the prompter goes down, we can read from this. But before that, we had printed scripts. So even when I came here, this is like in May, I'd have a pile of papers this big every day.
Yep.
So we're really, these things save trees.
We'd kill a tree every day, pretty much, doing this kind of thing. And so many other industries are doing the same just because of computers.
I know.
You can also play games on them and look at Facebook and listen to music and all kinds of stuff.
That's a good point as well. I know we kind of are trading paper for lithium batteries, so I guess we'll see that as it goes on, if it's worth it. But either way, it's really helpful and cool. And there's games.
And music, and other things.
Well, today's birthdays include rocker Nick Mason from Pink Floyd, who's 79 years old. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts is 68, and country singer Tracy Lawrence is 55. Actor Patton Oswalt is 53.
Happy birthday to all of them. Absolutely. All right. One last check of the forecast for this hour. I think it's the last check. Are we there yet?
We have one more after this one.
Okay, it's Friday. Do you ever get to that where you're kind of rushing your Friday along or whatever?
I'm
in no hurry.
Yep.
It does look like a fairly nice weekend ahead. At least no major storms. We will see a little bit of snow. Might be a good weekend to get out there and do a little ice fishing or something like that. You know?
Definitely. And also, I mean, the community calendar's coming up, and we'll see there's plenty of indoor events as well. So here's Devin Biggs.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. One lone advisory in effect, and that's currently about it. And now right there is a small crowd advisory expiring at midnight tonight, so 12 a.m. Saturday. And that's as the high surf along the coast will begin to calm down. On shore, we're looking pretty good. Anything that developed overnight is pretty much cleared out of here. And we'll be seeing decreasing clouds for us, or any clouds that we're seeing out there this morning. We'll be getting out of here, revealing a lot of sunshine, so keep those sunglasses ready. You'll definitely need them with this area low pressure tracking off towards the east, taking the clouds with it, but still stirring up the ocean. We'll show you the wave heights graphic coming up in your full forecast. But for now, a lot of sunshine on the way for us today, maybe a few passing clouds later on tonight, and a few snow showers as we head towards tomorrow morning at this point. But the winds won't be too bad either, mainly out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour early, calming down for a while, but picking up yet again as we head towards Saturday, especially during the afternoon period. Forecast for today, decreasing clouds, highs in the upper 20s, west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, decreasing clouds, temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. And now let's take a look at that community calendar. All right, and if you want to learn more or if you missed anything from the community calendar, that's uploaded right now onto foxbangor.com. Within that article, there are links to each individual event. So if you need to register, definitely do that, or just learn more in general. So there's all the information you need to know.
I like the little tune.
Me too. Yeah. Still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol, Tyler Cruz. We'll have your sports
kind
updates.
of morph them together there. We'll be right back.
Believe it or not, there is something better than winning an award for best brand and dependability. Being behind the wheel. Get 2.9% APR for 48 months on a new 2023 Forte.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
There's some things that go better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. With Voya, considering all your financial choices together can help you be better prepared for unexpected events.
Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
Nana's Attic started many years ago for me. When I was a young fellow, I used to go with my grandmother collecting antiques and selling antiques. I went on many trips with Nana as I was fascinated with the world of antiques and the history behind old things. They remind you of days that have gone by, but spark memories of youth and hanging out with loved ones that are no longer with us. Now I've made that dream a reality. First with my Ellsworth Flea Market, and now my own store, Nana's Attic and Then Some, located in the old Olympia Sports in Ellsworth, where you'll find treasures and antiques galore.
Lease a new 2023 Nero Hybrid LX for $309 a month.
One night before a showdown with the tribal chief in the Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens goes one-on-one with Solo Sikoa. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We will start up in Orono, as you probably know by now, at about 8:30 on Thursday morning. Mahaney Dome collapsed under the weight of rain and snow during Maine women's soccer practice. It's happened before, a lot of times for similar reasons, but not usually with people inside of it. No one was injured, thankfully, and right now the university is still working on what it's going to take to fix it. For now, baseball and softball will practice in the field house and in their batting pavilion until the dome is up and running again, and we will have more updates as they are made available to us. Let's stay in Orono and over to the football field, where the Patriots aren't the only team in New England announcing a new offensive coordinator. This week, Maine announced that Steve Cooper will be the next OC for the Black Bears, after they parted ways with Andrew Dressner, who has now taken a job with Stony Brook. For the last 5 years, Cooper, the Oregon native, was on the coaching staff at Nebraska in the Big Ten under various different offensive roles. He also played for Portland State, and he spent time as their offensive coordinator after. Cooper takes over an offense that only scored 23 points per game last year. In order to change that, it will start with a rebrand.
The branding of it needs to be hard and fast. Most importantly, they're playing hard and fast to the echo of the whistle. And if they do that, you put on the tape all 22 guys on the field of a field that's 120 by 53 and a third. On Sundays, when teams watch us, if they say these guys are playing hard, then we're doing our job from a culture standpoint, which is the most important thing.
All right, now Coach Cooper is no stranger to his new head coach either. He and Jordan Stevens have known each other for years through mutual connections back when Stevens was with Yale. The Black Bears head coach, also a former Division I football player, says his relationship with Cooper and Cooper's passion makes him the right guy for the job.
Being an assistant coach, being a head coach, being a player, we're very much aligned that way. So I felt like it was a really good fit here. He loves football. Number one, I want to make sure all the coaches love football and are passionate about working with our players, and that's certainly who he is, and you can feel that when you're around him.
All right, moving on now. While the snow melts away, I am still counting down the days for pitchers and catchers to report to spring training. We're just a couple weeks away, so let's do some Sox news. The Red Sox making it official, signing outfielder first baseman Adam Duvall to a one-year deal. The 34-year-old Duvall has spent his entire pro career in the National League, the last two in Atlanta with the Braves. His best season power-wise came back in 2016 when he hit 33 home runs for Cincinnati. Also had a great year in 2021. He has a connection to Maine, though. Back in 2009, Adam spent the summer playing for the Sanford Mainers of the New England Collegiate Baseball League. We asked Adam earlier how that summer in vacation land helped him launch a very productive big league career.
Well, that was a busy summer for me. But it was fun. It was, obviously a great part of the country, great weather, and it was a stepping stone to where I'm at today, and it was fun.
It's a move that certainly brings some depth to the Sox. Looking forward to that season to get going. Let's move on to the ice now. Maine women's hockey is back in action this weekend. One game at the Alfond and one is at the Norway Savings Bank Arena in Auburn on Saturday, where the Black Bears host nationally ranked Providence College. The Friars, who are ranked 13th in the country, are led by former Lewiston star Lauren DeBlois. The Black Bears, meanwhile, come in 2 games under 500, but they're coming off a pretty good weekend. An overtime tie against BU, and then a 2-1 overtime win against 15th-ranked Boston College. We spoke with head coach Molly Engstrom earlier in the week about how Providence can challenge her team.
They're big, they're strong, they move the puck well, they move it together, they forecheck hard. So I love that. It's really going to test our players. That's the game, that we aspire to play. So we're hoping that we can put up a good fight, get some good goaltending, and come away with a W would be great.
That should be a good matchup there. Puck drop at 2 p.m. in Orono on Friday. Let's stay with some hockey now. We will kick things over to Sawyer Arena, where we start our high school sports coverage for the night. Hamden Academy hosting the Eagles from Messalonsky, some Class B action in Bangor. We'll pick this up in the first period. A great chance here for the Eagles' Logan Barron, but Aaron Donovan stonewalls him. Messalonsky would keep coming, though. Here's Tyler Hansen. He gets in front, flips it right over Donovan's glove, and then he throws himself into the glass and finishes it off with a good bench press right there. Love that celebration. Still in the first, another great chance for Barron, but another great save here for Donovan in between the poles for the Broncos. But in the end, the Eagles were too strong. Look at this move here from Owen Kirk. The quick hands, he beats Donovan on the backhand. After the glorious move, Eagles win it 6-0. All right, now we will hit the hardwood, a big A North matchup as Nokomis visits Skowhegan. We'll pick this up in the first quarter. Took a while for some scoring to get going, but Skowhegan's Patrick McKenney fixes that. He nails the pull-up jumper with 5 left in the quarter. Later, here's Nokomis' Connor Sides, taking it to the hole by himself for a nice reverse layup around the defense. That makes it 8-6. Nokomis in the lead after 1. To the second, Riverhawks' Adam Savage gets it inside to Kyle LePage. Great ball fake. He gets the lay-in to go. Finally, late in the second quarter, Grady Hartsgrove looking over his options. He finds a zooming Alex Grant. He gets nothing but net on that step back. Warriors lead at the half. They win a close one, 54-50. Nokomis girls also taking a 2-point win over Skowhegan on Thursday night. And that is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Elantra. Lease a 2023 Hyundai Elantra for $239 a month or get 2.9% APR for 48 months. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
On the next Last Man Standing, Outdoor Man Predators. Boyd's hockey team needs a coach.
Coach the team. Why me? I mean, you can get anyone to coach little kids.
And Ryan's a natural.
Grab your stick, set up the net. We're going to do a half-hour wrist shots. Let's go. Come on.
Who would have thought that a vegan who knits can be such a tough coach, you know?
Nice going, Dad. You turned my sweet husband into a loudmouth jerk.
It was her idea.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
The makers of Fireball are being sued for not having actual whiskey in their drink. The lawsuit claims the company deceived consumers by selling a Fireball cinnamon malt drink that does not include actual whiskey. Fireball is known for their staple Fireball cinnamon whiskey. These mini bottles of the malt with no whiskey are being sold at some grocery stores, gas stations, and convenience stores. The suit says they're almost identical to the original Fireball bottles, besides the removal of the word whiskey. The plaintiff wants Fireball to distinguish between the two drinks so consumers can easily tell which one contains whiskey and which one does not. You have to read the fine print there.
See, I haven't really talked about this one in the sphere with people, but I have a feeling a lot of people are out there right now thinking, you're telling me I could have been a lot drunker? Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem good, though, for them. Well, we're nearing the end of the football season, and that means many people will be watching the big games and enjoying beer. People also love chili during watch parties. And now Hormel, the maker of chili cheese dip, has come out with a chili cheese brew. It's a beer you can sip that features the flavors of the dip. Hormel and Minneapolis-based Modest Brewing Co. worked together on the brew. 4 packs sell for $24 at HormelChiliCheeseBrew.com.
I don't think so. I think I'll just...
And for $24, you could just do nothing instead and be a lot better.
You could actually buy a 6-pack of real beer and some chili.
Or
and
maybe
just do it
and pizza,
the way
too.
it's intended.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right. They pair well. They're not supposed to be combined.
Yeah, that's just kind of nasty. All right, let's talk about the weather. Now it's one last check of the forecast. The weekend is here, folks. Let's see what Devin has for us.
Thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Your full weather forecast sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They work throughout the state of Maine, serving both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Alrighty, we have one advisory in effect along the coast, and as a small craft advisory in effect until about midnight tonight, as we still have some high surf along the coast with our area low pressure, that cold front that is currently moving away from us at this point. But on land, we're looking pretty good. Things are calming down. Just some clouds passing through this morning. By the afternoon, we'll see a lot of these clouds getting out of here and revealing a lot of sunshine. Here's the setup right here. The front's passing through as we speak. We have high pressure not too far away, and high pressure will be our friend today as far as clearing the skies out of here and calming us down to a weak area of high pressure, so we don't have to worry about much wind between low pressure and high pressure being close together. Meanwhile, across a good part of the Midwest, they're seeing some snow this morning. We'll have our turn with a little bit of snow shower action as we head towards tomorrow morning. Futurecast for today, a lot of sunshine out there. Get outside and enjoy it if you can. Otherwise, we'll be watching for more clouds later on tonight. Some snow by about 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning. Nothing too ridiculous. We'll notice this moving through pretty quickly and kind of clearing out of here as we head towards Saturday evening. So we'll get a few breaks in the clouds as well before more clouds start to approach after midnight as we head towards Sunday morning. Maybe some snow accumulations, nothing too extreme at this point, less than an inch possible further off towards the north and hardly anything further down to the south. So this is definitely something we can handle, especially since we have a lot of snow on the ground at this point, with some areas near Caribou and Bangor reporting around 16 inches of snow on the ground at this point. So moving forward, wave heights are definitely up, ranging from 5 to 14 feet according to some of the buoys, and even up to 18 feet further out towards sea. This is why that small craft advisory remains in effect for us today. Our average high being 28 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 20s, right near average today, then above average Saturday and Sunday in the upper 30s, back down to 20s Monday and Tuesday. And then the teens start to show up as we head towards Wednesday and also in near Thursday. Forecast for today, upper 20s, decreasing clouds. clouds, and that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 12 degrees becoming partly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, a few snow showers out there, highs in the upper 30s, and southwest wind gusting up to around 20 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast, sponsored by the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. Rain and snow showers on the way as we head towards your Sunday. Highs in the upper 30s, mid-20s by Monday with a mostly cloudy sky. More snow showers by Tuesday, highs in the low 20s.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
This is the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder and Rogue. With a range of drive modes and intelligent off-road technology, you can take a Sunday stroll in the least basic of places. The 2023 Nissan family of SUVs. Anything but basic.
Get 1.9% financing for 36 months on Nissan Rogue, or make no payments until April 2023.
The Sebec Lake House proves that Days World is ready for any challenge. The client had very high standards for this entire project. You can tell by Sebec Lake actually being in granite in the floor. Days World had to match those high standards, and we did with the Mitsubishi electric equipment that we carry. They didn't want any diffusers on that first level.
You cannot see the diffusers anywhere, just like they promised. We trusted Dave's World with this project, and we're very pleased with the results, and I'd highly recommend them.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Guilford Hardware, Kimball Insurance LLC, Loring Job Corps, McCusick Petroleum Company, Prouty Auto Body, and Rowell's Garage and Car Wash.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
While many people may have opted to work from home due to the challenging weather conditions outside, others were determined to get there no matter what. That includes Skowhegan Police Chief David Bucknam. There he is, braving the elements in his kayak Thursday morning. He posted on Facebook, "Neither rain, snow, or sleet will keep me from getting to work."